Welcome everybody to another Minimalist Camper video. So today we're going to be showing you how to make body cream. It is my absolutely favorite body cream that I make at home because it is nice and creamy and works absolutely wonderfully. So what you're going to need in order to make the body cream is 2 tablespoons of cacao butter, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of beeswax, 3/4 cups of oil that has been diffused with flowers. I will talk about this in a moment. These are the oils here. And then we have our liquids, which will emulsify the cream. I'll also talk about that in a moment. We need 1/4 cup of aloe vera gel or juice, works fine, and 3/4 cups of water and some essential oil. So this is the basic recipe. So in the basic recipe, we just use lavender essential oil because it is so healing for the skin and it smells good and it's easy. You won't get any side effects, or mostly not any side effects. With other oils, they may be too hot, they may be too spicy or flavorful. Sometimes you don't want to put that on your face. Lavender oil is very safe. I do have options if you do want to tweak the recipe a little bit, because I've been doing this a lot. So I have added castor oil and witch hazel, and other essential oils. So I'm going to talk about the basic recipe and then I'll go on to things that you can add if you wish to. But basically, when you're starting this body cream, what you need to do is start melting your oils together. So you're going to take a saucepan and we're gonna put it on low, very low, so it's gonna melt nice and slowly. You're gonna add your 2 tablespoons of cacao butter, your 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and your tablespoon of beeswax. Now, you want little pieces of beeswax because it takes the longest to melt, so the smaller the piece, the faster it will melt. So once this is melted together, then you will add the 3/4 cup of oil. So here, I have, it is olive oil that's been infused with Labrador flowers. Here I have oil that's been infused with wild rose petals that I collected in the spring. And here I have oil that has been infused with St. John's wort flower. And you can see it has that nice red tinge to it. So these are the 3 oils I'll be using. So it's still 3/4 cups, but I mix whatever oil I have. Now, if you're going to use castor oil, which the castor oil allows the cream to be more absorbed into the skin. So I put about a tablespoon in my 3/4 cup of oil. So it's like a total of 3/4 cups of oil. Now, once you've melted all of the oil, it's going to look like this. Now it is kind of getting a little bit warmer, cooling down. So you can kind of see that some of the pieces are cooling down, but that's okay because it has to be room temperature in order to create the recipe. So my oil is ready. Now I want to make sure my liquids are ready. So I have my 3/4 cups of water, but I've added witch hazel. I really love witch hazel because if I use the cream on my face, the witch hazel feels very disinfectant. It's good for any type of acne. It actually kind of acts like an alcohol, so really disinfecting the skin, and it feels wonderful on the skin. So I've added 1 tablespoon to my 3/4 cups of water. It's in here already. And now I will add my 1/4 cup of aloe vera gel. And I will also add my essential oils. So I usually have about a total of 20 drops. So I'm gonna put about 10 drops of lavender oil. I like adding other kinds of oil. You can be creative, but again, be careful, don't put any mint oil or clove or cinnamon, because if you use this on your face, it will probably irritate your eyes. So anything that's very mild. So I use 1 to 2 drops of frankincense, which can be good for the skin. This one doesn't drop. And I love the smell of frankincense. I have hoe wood, which is a different type of essential oil, so you might want to look that one up. couple of drops of hoe wood. I have chamomile essential oil, which is a beautiful blue essential oil. Also very thick. Put a couple of drops of that. And copaiba oil, a couple of drops of that. You don't have to. You can just put 20 drops of lavender and that would be fine. So we're ready to go. So I'm going to use this container because we're going to be making the cream with this hand blender. So I want a container that's nice and deep and that's going to contain the oil, and it's not going to be too wide so I don't have to move my hand blender around very much. So I'm going to put my oil in here. So again, the oil is room temperature, so if you heat it up on low, your oils, you might want to wait a little bit to get your oils back to room temperature. And you can smell the wild rose petals in the oil. Okay, so this part's done. I'm going to stick my hand blender in here. And I'm going to prepare this so that I have it nearby, because we'll be mixing them together during the blending process, which will emulsify and make the body cream nice and creamy. Okay, so let's begin. So mixing my oil. Okay, so now I'm gonna just pour in. I almost need another hand. I'm gonna pour this in. So this is the body cream. This will last up to a year. So what I do is I put a little container in my bathroom that I'll be using daily, and the rest I put it in the fridge. I put it in many little containers so that every once in a while I get a new container out. And so this is what your cream looks like. It's a nice emulsified, and it's not too greasy. Another ingredient that you can add is shea butter. I don't tend to add shea butter just because I find it a little bit too greasy. And this one is a little bit greasy, but not as much. It's kind of like more of a cacao butter texture. And so there you go. Some homemade, do-it-yourself, amazing, I use this every day, body butter. So have fun, and hopefully it works out for you at home. Okay, take care. Bye.